it really wasn't a lot of negative attention until I decided to leave her in 1996. I remember Hallie saying to me, hey, she asked me to marry her after knowing me for 5 months. I said, okay, because I couldn't say no.
I mean, yeah, who's gonna say no at that time?
And I said, okay, but I don't know if my heart was really into it.
Right.
But I didn't want to make her feel bad and say no.
In the moment,
or like I was just in the moment. It caught me off guard. But I was like, cool, we getting along, we vibing. Again, we're only 5 months in, we still in the honeymoon state. But we spent a lot of time apart because she was doing movies in this country, that country. We probably could have made it if I knew about therapy. If we knew about therapy, we probably could have made it because we never had any major issues like that. It's just that because I was young and had only been in, honestly, one real relationship before her, my knowledge and my understanding, my wisdom around relationships just wasn't vast. I'm looking at my mom, and I'm a Midwest guy, so in my mind, I'm thinking a wife at that time should cook, clean.
Traditional.
And then I'm thinking, okay, if we have kids, is this the woman I want to have kids with and build a family with? And at that time, as a young guy, she don't cook, don't clean, don't really seem like motherly. And then we start having issues. We never had any issues about other women, other men. I mean, like, I was never tripping I was tripping one time when she...
Hold on, I got one time I was tripping.
At one time, because I didn't understand it. When we were out to lunch in LA. And I remember I'm from Cincinnati, man. I ain't even in LA scene like that. And she see an actor that she worked with one time, and he came in, hey, kissed him on the lips.
Oh.
What are we doing around here?
Was he European or American? I'm confused.
American.
What the fuck is going on here?
Oh, so I know this is going to be a conversation. So we get home, and I ask about that. Oh, that's what we do in LA. Oh, okay then. So now her manager and I used to go to this restaurant all the time. I had a young lady at the front seat us all the time. We went there so much, she became so friendly. We got to hugging her every time we come in. Hey, how you doing? Just regular hug. Take Hallie and his wife to lunch one time. I said, Hallie, this is such and such. This is Hallie, right? Hallie looked at that girl, saw how fine she was. Man, she gave her one of them, like, barely touched her hand, right? Just played her crazy. I was embarrassed, bro. I was embarrassed. I was like, but wait, hold on. I just hugged the girl.
Right.
You kissed this dude, and you mad at me because I hugged the girl? So, but remember, we young. So, young, you get petty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You petty when you're young. And there's things you just do that are petty when you're young. Well, anyway, the honeymoon stage was over, right? And now it's just David and Hallie. And when it's just David and Hallie, I just realized this is not the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. So, February 1996, I told her, hey, I can't do this no more. We don't have any kids. You said you wouldn't want any money from me because really she didn't have any money. I was the one who bought the house in LA. I was the one who had my house in Atlanta. I'm really footing everything. And I said, you said you didn't want any money, so we don't have any kids. We should just make a clean break. And she was like, no. No. And then all of a sudden I find out I got all these women. I find out I'm doing all this other stuff. And so what she was doing is, see, I'm just an athlete. I don't have managers. I don't have this system behind me. She got managers. She got all this kind of stuff.
She got the machine.
She got the machine. So you got the machine now coming against me. And I remember my mom saying to me, she was like, listen, baby, all the media want to do is see you two, you young black kids fighting with each other. She said, you just take the high road, let her say whatever she want to say, but I don't want you out here talking bad about that girl. My mama said this to me. I'm an only child, raised with just my mom. My mom, what my mom said was gospel.
Right.
So I said, okay, mom, I won't salt her like that in public. I might talk a lot of junk to the boys, but I ain't gonna say nothing in public. And I didn't, man. I didn't. I just watched her say all this stuff about me, and I was like, and so crazy is the one thing that probably I would say hurt the most is Hallie had a relationship with a gentleman who hit her on the side of the head. And so she lost some hearing, but she never made him public. And I'm not going to make him public because I ain't going to do him like that. I know who it is. But for people to think, oh, it had to be David Justice because the only person they associated her with was me. Now, she said it was a former boyfriend. I'm not a former boyfriend. I'm her husband.
Right.
That's different.
Big difference.
But literally, from 96 until even today, sometimes I'll see something on social media. Well, he hit her in the head. And I'm like, that's just a quick Google search.
Yeah.
Do a quick Google search. That girl ain't never said I hit her in the head. But one thing I didn't like is, but she let you think that.
Right.
She let the world think it.
That's tough.
She didn't come out and say,
That wasn't him.
oh, no, it wasn't David. But I'm not going to say who it was, but it wasn't him. No, she let the world think that it was me. That I never appreciated with her. I thought she was dead wrong for that. I thought she should have handled that better. And I always say it like this, man. If I was so bad, you would think she would keep my name out of her mouth. She would be so happy I left, right? If I was so bad as a husband, she'd be like, whoa, I'm so glad he left me, boy. Because it didn't like it was hard for her to find a next dude. Right? She kept my name in her mouth because she wanted to be with me. She wanted us to work out. You know what I mean? And I know now that I've gotten a lot older and I look back, you know, that girl really did love me. I can see why she would be so mad at me. Because imagine if you really love somebody and they tell you they want to break up and there ain't nothing you can say to get them back. That's had to be tough on her. I just wasn't emotionally mature at that age to really truly understand the magnitude of how she was really feeling. And I would have did things different back then too. When I left her, I didn't even talk to her no more. Like, that is so, that like, I didn't even ease out. Hey, I don't want to be together no more. Gone. You see? I mean, I could have massaged that better, Matt. I could have.
One thing I don't respect is sucker shit. Because, fam, it's been 2 decades, homie. Why is you talking about this woman now? If you weren't interested in her, you should have never accepted the marriage proposal. You should have been a man and say no if you wasn't interested. But instead, you married her. You chose to be her husband. You wanted her to be your wife. And you knew what you signed up for. No need to come out now and tell us what we already know. Because since Halle Berry and this guy broke up, she had a number of different men that she been with. So we know the type of woman that she is. And this is why, fellas, just enjoy your turn, bro, and move on. This is the man who haven't moved on. And it's sad, bro. If you've been with a woman and 2 decades after you are talking about her, knowing that she's currently with another man right now, bro, that's some sucker shit, fam. And that's just what it is. I can't respect it because you had your turn. That's it. Regardless of what you did, you went to therapy. Hallie is who she is. And at the time, she was young and filled with potential. Nothing you could have done would have been able to make her stay with you, buddy. She was young and aggressive. Everybody wanted a piece of Hallie back then. Okay? And it is what it is. But that's the problem with some men. Some men just got to learn when it's their turn. Bro, enjoy your turn, fam. All right? And that's just what it is. Let's take a look at what the comments are saying about this. Somebody says he's a bitter narcissist. See? That's how you are coming off. Somebody else said, why is he still talking about this 35 years later? Yeah, it's kind of crazy, fam. It's a bad look. Somebody else said, the fact that he's even still mentioning her and she's happily moved on, it's a bad look, fam. You marry a movie star and want her to cook and clean? Someone else says, he fumbled Halle Berry and never got over it. Understandable, he's upset. Someone else says, red flag, no accountability. This person says, after 2 decades, he come to talk shit about her. That's crazy. Somebody says, get Benzino out of here. Now, if you notice, most of these comments are from women. This seemed like a dude. He says, why is he being interviewed? Look, it's just a bad look, bro. You know, as a man, once you move on from a woman, move on, dog. Don't double back after 2 decades and try to talk down on her because you will come off as a bitter man. It just seems like you just never really got over her. And it's just a bad look. Now, Halle Berry did respond to him And this is what she posted. She posted this and said, cooking, cleaning, and mothering. That's crazy. Man, look, man. Fam sounds very childish, and he sounds like he's not fully over his ex-wife. And fellas, you gotta move on, man. Shorty is who she is. You knew exactly who she was back then. The signs were there. There's no need to bash her 2 decades later. It just makes you look like a sucker now. But fellas, please leave your thoughts in the comments. It's your boy AyeQ. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'm out.
If you haven't yet, go get you some of that merch. Y'all already know. Don't feed the birds. That's what it is. We don't feed the birds over here. So if you rock with your boy, go get you some of that good merch.